It was just easy. It was just an easy decision. Coach Campbell, he was awesome. Like, I've never really met a coach like that before. My coach at Lindenwood and him are really similar, I'd say. Like, they both are heavy in faith. They want you to be a great man, but also a great football player. So I think both of those guys have really impacted my life, and it just made the decision really easy to come to Iowa State.
And what's an example of, like, different football language between Lindenwood and Iowa State? How does it sound different?
It's almost similar. It's just the way that they call certain stuff. Like, you'll see a defensive line front, and they'll call it something different than I did at Lindenwood. So just getting used to that really is the only language barrier really. But other than that, everything's pretty much the same.
So you went to college to play basketball. Kind of the typical question is which football players would be the best basketball players? Where do you rank on that spectrum right now?
Like NFL?
No.
Or on the team? Oh, I'm definitely the best hooper. We haven't went to go test it out yet, but I without a doubt I'm the best hooper.
What about James Neal in the post?
I heard about him in the post. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to guard him personally, but I got somebody for him. My roommate Brendan Black will handle him. Yeah.
What made that decision for you to say I'm going to concentrate strictly on football? How did you come to that?
I feel like I had reached my fullest potential at basketball, and I wasn't getting any better. And football still had so much room left to grow, so I wanted to see what could happen if I maxed it out.
How much do those skills from the basketball court translate to football?
Honestly, a lot. Like, I was a point guard, so I had to look at the court from all different angles, know where guys were going to be at a specific time. Same thing with playing corner. Like, you got to know where the linebacker's going to drop. You got to know which way the D-end is rushing. You got to know all that stuff. So just knowing where guys are going to be at any given time.
The footwork thing, too.
Oh,
I
yeah.
would imagine, like, lateral quickness as well from playing basketball.
100%. The footwork, the athleticism, being able to run and jump. DB, you have to be able to run and jump and react to stuff. Basketball, you have to do the exact same thing. So.
Sounds like you were already asked a little bit about the recruiting process and stuff, but rehash that with me a little bit.
Yeah.
What led you up here?
Really, when I got in the portal, Iowa State was all over me. I could tell genuinely, just genuineness from Coach Hoosier, from Campbell, from Poe. Like, everybody really wanted me to be here, and they genuinely cared about me and my family. So came up here on a visit. My dad absolutely loved it. I absolutely loved it. The things that everybody was talking about, how everybody was talking about Coach Campbell leading up to my one-on-one meeting with him was, like, everything just lined up perfectly. Like, everything, how everybody was explaining the way he was genuinely the person that he was.
Iowa State's done a lot of recruiting in St. Louis over the years, and at times I don't think the results maybe have been there. But with Coach Steeples on the staff, he's kind of a local legend down there. Has that kind of eased you into being comfortable up here? Oh yeah, definitely. Because when someone's from St. Louis, there's ties everywhere. Like, you run into somebody, they're like, oh, I grew up here. Like, oh, I grew up here. Oh, I know exactly where that's at. So having that connection, having someone like that up here, just knowing how I grew up, knowing the area I grew up in, understanding me as a person just helps correlate to the field.
Was entering the portal and concentrating on football kind of your way to say, how far can I go in this sport?
Oh, yeah, 100%. 100%. I feel like I haven't reached my fullest potential yet. I know I have so much to learn and so much to grow, and being at this level, I'm going to learn and I'm going to grow a lot. I've already done a lot of growing since I've been here, so I'm just excited to see where it takes me.
Was basketball your first love?
Basketball was definitely my first love, yeah.
So I'm just going to say, what type of maturity did it take for you to say, take a look and go, I've probably maxed myself out with my first love, but I got the second love I can take to another level, because that's got to be tough to let go.
Oh, yeah. Definitely a lot of thought, a lot of prayer, talking to my parents, talking to God, just trusting his process. And he told me that it was time for me to give up basketball and pursue football, which at first I was scrawny. I was like maybe 170 pounds. Yeah. So just trusting him and knowing that he's going to put me in the right positions at the right time. So.
You're what, about 6'2"?
About 6'2", yeah.
Okay. Did the success that Iowa State's had with taller cornerbacks, T.J. Tampa and Darian Porter, did they show you tape on that or anything and say, hey, we visualize you like that?
Oh, yeah. I watched Darian Porter a lot. And he's been up here because he's getting ready to go to the draft and go to NFL. So having conversations with him, definitely going to be utilizing that a lot to see how he was successful, because really it was one season he really popped off, and he's at where I want to be at in the next 1 to 2 years. So just learning from him, learning his film, learning all the things that he learned throughout the way, so I can be at my best when it comes to this season.
Has he been like a workout partner with you then? Have you gotten out there in the indoor?
I mean, I haven't gotten out with him personally. I've gotten with John Tez, and Tez, he's been with Porter for like 2 or 3 years, so he knows him pretty well. I got to definitely get more one-on-one time with Darren Porter, but that's something definitely coming down the pipe that I'll be looking to do.
What's going to be the biggest adjustment for you and a level of play coming up from where you were before to here, and how do you anticipate that?
Really just adjusting to the game speed, I'd say, and just trusting my intangibles, just knowing that I'm just as athletic as any of the guys here, and that I just have to trust myself, really. Just knowing the plays, knowing where people are going to be at, just allowing myself to play fast, play free, have fun. That's all it's about.
You mentioned trusting the process. I'm curious, coming out of high school, did you anticipate seeing yourself Power 5, FBS, and just how do you reflect on that journey getting here and being here?
Honestly, yeah, it was always a dream, always a hope of mine that I would make it to this level, and to be here is, I still honestly can't believe it, but I know that I'm meant to be here. God has put me in the right places all my life, and he's not going to fail me now. So just trusting him, trusting the process he has, trusting that I'm going to make mistakes, that's a given, and just trusting that I'm here for a reason and that I'm going to make the most of it.
Do you remember the moment where it was like, I'm done, basketball is not going to happen? You remember where you were, what you were doing? I mean, could you describe that a little bit?
Yeah, I was in my dorm room at Lindenwood, and we were, I want to say, 2 or 3 days done with the season, my first semester there. I redshirted, so I didn't play, but just going through the practices and stuff, I was just thinking, like, wow, football is actually a lot more fun than I thought it was. And then, really, I talked to my parents, talked to coaches, talked to everybody, prayed a lot about it, and really just came to the realization that football, it's going to be my way. With basketball, I feel like I got to be a little bit taller.
Yeah.
But I feel like I was maxing out, and I was getting a little bit worn down from it, because I've done it since like kindergarten, year round.
Yeah.
So in
Travel
football,
stuff,
in football, I really had started playing my sophomore year of high school, but I broke my shoulder, so I was out. So came back junior year, it was COVID, 6 games, and then senior year had a full year, and somehow got recruited for it. So
Scrawny, 170 pounder, you said, right?
yeah, I was.